Interesting facts about Netflix's new show, Wednesday.
If you haven't watched it, maybe you were a little hesitant like us in the beginning to check it out. Highly recommended. Great series. I thought that it was entertaining, thrilling, a little suspenseful, and a little mischievous.
This storyline is straight from IMDb. It's, quote, a supernaturally infused mystery charting Wednesday Addams' years as a student at Nevermore Academy. Wednesday attempts to master her emerging psychic ability, thwart a monstrous killing spree that has terrorized the local town, and solve the supernatural mystery that embroiled her parents 25 years ago, all while navigating her new and very tangled relationships at Nevermore.
I thought this had Harry Potter vibes to it.
It's funny that you said that. Our kids said to me that it has a Monster High meets Harry Potter.
I didn't know. I don't remember if I watched Monsters High, but I'm familiar with what it is.
Yeah,
I'm
the one that had to deal with that.
Yeah, you did. But this definitely does have Harry Potter vibes to it, where it's the setting of the Addams family, but it's in a school and they all have abilities.
Right. And it's really cool. They all have, from vampires to ghouls to all these different abilities that make them unique. And this is why they're in this particular school all together, kind of celebrating their abilities.
Yeah, I think it's a great place for people to go. It's obviously a place in a school for people to go who are, what do they call them, outcasts?
Sort of, but I think everyone else might be the outcasts at this point.
The normies. Yeah. Those are the people who you need to look out for.
So I wasn't particularly excited to watch the show, to be honest with you. I have a really strong admiration for Christina Ricci, and she played the iconic Wednesday over at the Addams Family and Addams Family Values movies back in the 90s, I think 1993. My favorite movie. In fact, so much so, I think I got the entire family one year to dress up like the characters on Halloween. I have this epic photo of us doing it. But I'm also a huge fan of Jenna Ortega, because I remember her from the Disney Channel years, and I remember it was super fun to watch her, and she's such an incredible actress. I knew she would crush it. I just had this feeling of fear that I would be afraid of them reprising the role as Wednesday with someone else. But I got to tell you, I'm so, literally, I want to shout this. I'm so glad they did. I'm not a huge Addams Family person. I enjoy the movie. It's not my favorite movie. Yeah. I don't have to watch it all the time. So when we were starting this series, it was on Netflix. It was people were saying it's great. You got to check it out. We decided to watch the first episode. And like you, Christina Ricci is the Wednesday that I remember from my childhood. She's not the OG, obviously.
No,
Wednesday,
but she's the one that when you say Wednesday, I think of Christina Ricci playing that character.
Right.
And I was hesitant for Jenna Ortega to take over the role because I thought she couldn't live up to it. But let me just tell you, she does Wednesday better than Christina Ricci.
I didn't know. I don't necessarily say live up to it. I just didn't. I'm not a huge fan of shows being recreated. And that's kind of what I thought they were doing with this. I thought they were bringing back Wednesday and kind of it being the same type of show that we've already seen. And I was really wrong. This is a whole new Wednesday, a whole new point in Wednesday's life. She's in high school. She's dealing with all kinds of different circumstances that I think most teens can relate to, but in a ghoulish fashion.
Yeah, she's brilliant too. She's articulate. She's knowledgeable. She's smart. She knows how to do kung fu and play with swords. She knows how to do everything. How old is this lady?
I don't know, but her vocabulary, I gotta admit, there were some times on the show that the only part that I thought I had a little difficulty was Wednesday sort of mumbles. That's her character. She's very serious.
She just says everything in a monotone voice.
Totally, and I love it. But there's some of the words, they're way too high of a vocabulary for my brain to process. So that part of it, I was kind of felt humbled in a way, like, wow, I really need to hit the books.
You know which part was the only part I thought was not believable? When she's typing in the typewriter and she doesn't make one mistake. You're telling me you're typing on a typewriter and you never have to throw a piece of paper away?
Not once. Yeah, maybe. Hey, if you're Wednesday, you can do everything you just listed.
That's true.
That's, no,
she's
you don't
typing away.
Yeah, playing
I can't type one word without making a mistake. She typed a whole novel.
Well, let's talk about Christina Ricci being the original Wednesday from Addams Family Values. She's in this. And actually, Bruce, you did not realize it was her.
I didn't.
Until like the second episode.
The second, I think it was the fourth or fifth.
And I had to bring it to your attention.
I was like, oh, that teacher's pretty nice.
The teacher is Miss Thornhill. The first name was actually an Easter egg to the Addams Family's rival series, The Munsters, where the, quote, normie of the family was also named Marilyn.
Interesting.
So it's Marilyn Thornhill. And she plays the Academy's dorm mom / botanical science teacher. And she's super interesting to watch. She's got this really unique vibe, look, everything about her. I wish I had botanical science when I was that age. Like, it looked pretty cool. Her classroom looks awesome.
Thanks, Wednesday, for teaching me what botanical science is.
Exactly. So that's fun. That's an Easter egg that I didn't know about. But just first of all, that the fact that she's actually in this show is pretty incredible.
There's a lot of Easter eggs in this from the original Addams Family TV show and movies.
Yeah, and we can go on and on. We'll probably do a multi-series of these without trying to give too many. I think we should have said in the earlier is like
no spoilers on this one.
Yeah. Okay, so what about the fact that Wednesday does very limited blinking on the show? She was doing a scene where she did not blink at one point. Her bangs hang really low. She's got a very serious look on her face, and Wednesday doesn't blink. And the director said, that's what we're going for. That's what we want from you. And so if you watch the show, you'll notice she is stone cold, stone faced, limited. There are some blinking, but you really got to focus to pay attention.
That's so hard, too. When you tell me not to blink, my immediate reaction is to blink uncontrollably.
Yeah. Uncontrollably without a doubt.
Like I'm blinking right now. If you're watching the video, if you can see me, I probably blinked 47 times.
What Jenna, the actress, does when playing Wednesday, so she doesn't blink, she tilts her chin down and looks through her eyebrows, and then she relaxes all the muscle in her face. And right now there's a lot on TikTok, a lot that we'll talk about in a second about the dancing that she does, and they all are really talented. I mean, there's some really talented folks on TikTok, but none of them, I think, have really gotten the look that Jenna Ortega is doing. And obviously that's why she is who she is and playing Wednesday on the show. That relaxation of the muscles on the face and the eyebrow tilt, she nails it.
That dance is pretty epic.
Yeah, we'll talk about that really quick. She does say, though, by the way, as for the not blinking portion of her role, she actually admitted that, quote, it got pretty annoying, end quote, about it while filming. I can imagine it must be, like you said, pretty challenging. Like when you're told not to do something, usually the immediate reaction is that you want to do it.
Plus, it's for her, it's hours and hours and hours. For us, it's 10 minutes of watching it, but it's probably took her 7 or 8 hours to do that one scene.
I just can't imagine of how difficult that must be and how committed you have to be for that role in order to do that. Wasn't the actress, I forget her name off the top of my head, but in the recent movie that just came out, Hocus Pocus, the actress was not, she actually she had a smile, crooked smile, that she played in the first Hocus Pocus, but for the second, she wasn't able to physically do it. It hurt her to do so.
So she had to switch sides?
She had to switch sides because she spent so much time filming Hocus Pocus, the first one, with that she could no longer do it.
She's such a good actress, I didn't even notice.
All right, this next one is really funny to me because I didn't realize it, and I started stalking photos online, and ever since I can't get enough of them. Thing is actually not CGI and is actually played by a real actor on the series.
That's pretty cool. You can see these videos and photos that you've sent me, and it's like a green screen. He's in a green screen suit.
Yeah.
And he has the hand with the little kind of wrist that pops up over his hand, and he's doing the motions of it.
First of all, Thing is amazing in the
Thing, rather. I said it. Thing
is amazing in it. I think the hand gestures, everything. There's so much personality in his hand. I find that very incredible, and you have to be such a talented artist to be able to portray what you're feeling through your hand. He does it very well, but it was presumed by many that it was entirely CGI animation, and it was actually played by a real actor named Victor, and who happens to also be a magician. Some of these photos are amazing.
They are pretty amazing. There's one, I think you sent me a video on TikTok as well.
So here's a quote that Victor shared with Entertainment Tonight. He said, "It's a really hard process because you have to show emotion through a simple hand that doesn't have a voice or subtitles. It's a lot of hard work to show emotion through a hand. I know a lot of people won't understand, but after they see the season, they will get it." And I certainly did.
How do you make a character so lovable out of a hand?
Yeah, I don't know. You hire a magician.
He did it.
/ actor.
I liked Thing a lot,
performer.
and it's just a hand.
Yes, incredible. Okay, this next one and last one that I want to share is the now iconic, because it's all over it's all over TikTok, as well as everyone's talking about it from the series. If you've gotten this far, hang tight if you haven't. We won't share the actual dance, but just prepare yourself. It's epic. It's the dance scene by Jenna Ortega where Wednesday dances at this really cool dance. It was called a raven at the school. It's kind of like a little Brahms / dance happening. Really fun. And she gets so immersed in the role that you can see this dance come alive in a way where at one point it's almost like you feel that there's some awkwardness happening, but on the other hand, you're feeling this incredible emotion for her. Like, wow, I wish I could be just like this. Like,
how does she make being awkward and quiet and cold cool?
Yeah. I don't know. We should try it.
I haven't figured it out. I've been trying that my whole life. I haven't been able to figure it out.
Well, fans of the original, so there's the 1964 series that the most famously known Wednesday taught Butler Lurch to dance the, quote, Drew, which was a dance in season 2 episode. It was the Lurch's Grand Romance. If you go back in time to go watch that series, the OG series, you'll see the little Wednesday dancing with Lurch. It's really funny. And you can tell how Jenna Ortega takes that a little bit as her inspiration. There's also, she stated that she, quote, pulled inspiration from videos of goth kids dancing in clubs from the 1980s. So I just think that's so amazing. My one thing is that there's so much of her in Wednesday and Wednesday in her. Like, it's a certain method acting that you really believe. And it shows through the screen, like it becomes so believable that you wonder, like, how does she switch it off in real life?
Well, don't the actors sometimes have a problem with that, where they no, it's not just when they're filming, but it's behind the scenes. They pretend to be the character.
Yeah,
they're pretending to be somebody else. It's like what George Costanza says.
What's that?
It's not a lie, if you believe it.
If you believe it. Well, that's going to do it. I hope you guys can enjoy this new series on Netflix. I'm really excited. We finished it fairly quickly. I couldn't get enough. I couldn't stop at one episode. We had to continue. And I'm really hopeful that there's another one coming soon. I really hope they continue.
Hopefully it's not like Stranger Things where it takes 3 years to come out between seasons, because it was great. I'm really looking forward to the next one.
Speaking of that, it did exceed Netflix watch of Stranger Things.
Which is amazing. I can't believe, I thought Stranger Things was the biggest opening for Netflix for a season, the latest season of Stranger Things, but this one surpassed that.
It's crazy.
Great episode. If you haven't checked it out yet, check it out. We'll be doing more videos about Wednesday, Stranger Things, all things Disney, Universal, all things theme parks, pop culture, everything. Have you watched Wednesday yet? Leave us a yes or a no in the comments below. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.